We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives, and when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
We don't have the biggest cities, the tallest skyscrapers, or the best boarding schools. We've got the best people and a way of life that's almost heaven. Faith in God, respect for the sanctity of life, pride in America. We're not a racist country, we're the greatest country. In big cities full of snobs who mock West Virginia, those values are almost extinct. But this is almost heaven. I'm Chris Miller, and I'll keep it that way as governor.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Brock's, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome into the Skinner Law pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Brought to you by the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin on the call with you tonight. Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Our on-site producer is John Alderton. Behind the cameras, Nick Verzolini. And back at the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Tonight we have for you another Martinsburg Bulldogs home game here from P.O. Faulkner Park. And tonight I'll be taking on Broadfording Christian Academy. It sits at 10-8 on the year against the 24-2 Bulldogs. A team that just got themselves a win over East Hardy on Saturday, and a matchup that was supposed to be a doubleheader, but the rain and prom for East Hardy turned that into just a single game. They had to get out early, and they got delayed there in the middle, so just one game where Martinsburg got the 8-2 victory. And Tripp, it should be another one here today. That's a fun game to watch. Martinsburg will be throwing Jameer Brown on the mound tonight against Broadfording, who is a very unique team, a bunch of international players, as they tend to do in most of their sports, and should make for an interesting matchup, as Coach Byler said that they have some really talented players, especially in the middle of their lineup.
Yeah, they got some. Looks like they have some really talented guys there. Jameer Brown going to get up on the mound here, and we haven't seen him in a while. They're going to get some reps in here, much needed reps going into the sectionals as you try to get all your pitchers as many reps as possible. And So they've got 3 or 4 games this week, and Jameer's going to go today, and I'm not sure how long he'll go. But anyway, there's going to be, it's going to be a great game to see him out on the mound. But, big thing here is the weather's changed to summer all of a sudden today, and it's going to. It feels like a baseball. It feels like a baseball weather out there.
It does, and a lot different from Saturday's weather with the rain that came in and delayed things, and actually ended up changing the sort of pitching rotation that Coach Byler had planned, where they were going to throw Christian Alter in the second game of that doubleheader, and also the layoff meant that they had to go to Owen Rupenthal in relief after throwing Carson Buber for just 4 innings. So. Tripp, you coached in the rain sometimes, dealt with delays and things. Sometimes, you can look at it one way or another. And now that Christian Alter is available this week in full, sometimes the rain can help you out, or it can be a detriment. There's a lot of ways that the weather can play a difference.
Oh yeah, I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains. I mean, that's just, and it doesn't hurt to get a rain delay sometimes. And as much as we love playing the game, there's just times when you just beat down and worn out, and and you need to save some pitching. I'm sure that they would like to have played that game, of course, but they're no worse for the wear. It's hard to play in the rain. The ball's wet, and it's just a distraction. But he is ready to go. I mean, the other thing it did, it short started Carson Buber because they weren't going to send him back out after an hour delay and warm him back up. But so they have him, who can pitch a good bit this week should need it, and whether or not they opt to do that or not. But yeah, I mean, It has its pros and cons. They lost a 7-inning game or a 5-inning game, however it would have ended. But they did save some pitching. They did get some rest, and they got this 3 or 4 game week here, and then sectional seedings will be out here soon, and we're going to start looking to the postseason.
That's right. So with that, we'll take a 2-minute break here on the Skinner Law pregame show. When we come back, we'll have our coaches' interviews. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
Republican Wayne Clark, your delegate for West Virginia's 99th District. Income tax cuts for all West Virginians? Wayne delivered. School choice for kids and families? Wayne delivered. Protecting our kids from online predators? Wayne delivered. Republican Wayne Clark has worked to pass some of the most conservative policies in our state, protecting the rights of the unborn and our Second Amendment rights, bringing good-paying jobs for West Virginians. Vote to re-elect Wayne Clark in the Republican primary on May 14th. Paid for by Wayne Clark for West Virginia.
Mother Shuckers. Fresh Florida stone crab straight from the boat to your throat. Blue crabs, king, snow, Dungeness, all available year-round. Try and find that anywhere else around here. Homemade soup specials every day. Mother Shuckers is located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Mother Shuckers, we have an opinion. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. Come on over.
Welcome back to the Skinner Law pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Get you our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons gets you both of our interviews with the head coaches for Martinsburg and Broadfording.
We're here with Coach Aaron Byler, the Martinsburg Bulldogs coach. Let's go back to Saturday. East Hardy, planned for it to be a doubleheader, ended up just getting one game in because of the rain and East Hardy having to make it back early. So What were you guys able to take away from that game, since you were at least able to get one in?
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew coming in East Hardy was pretty good, and they are very good. So, and we dealt with a little bit of adversity there with Carson Buber being only able to go 4 innings with the short start and the rain delay, and we weren't going to throw him back out there after an hour off. And I thought Owen Rubenthal came in and threw really well, and I thought for the most part we played pretty well. So just proud of him with dealing with a little bit of adversity and just making sure we got a win.
Did that kind of change your plan for the pitching for today or even further in this week, or is that you're still kind of on plan with what you wanted to do today?
Yeah, Christian was supposed to start the second game of that doubleheader. We're going to let Jameer Brown's going to start today, and we figure we'll need Christian in relief, whether it be Wednesday or Thursday or even today. I feel like Jameer's kind of a kid that needs a start. He hasn't had a start in a while, and if we're going to make a run at this thing, he's eventually going to have to start on a big game. So I think it's important. You know, he's only a sophomore. I think it's important to get him out there and give him the start today.
So against Broadfording here today, you guys go up against a team at 10-8 so far on the year against the competition they've played. What do you know about them, and what do you kind of have in store for your playing with the lineup today?
Yeah, I mean, the lineup's pretty well what it's been all year. I mean, we're not going to change anything there. And I think they're good. I think they have a couple kids in the middle of the order that you're going to be impressed with that can definitely play. So we're not just going to be able to flip the buckets over and go out there and win. We're going to have to play well and do the right things.
At this point in the season, starting to wind down the regular season before we get into the playoffs, what's still the main thing that you've been kind of telling your team about, this is the thing that we need to improve on most?
Yeah, we just need to put 7 innings together. We haven't played 7 complete innings. We played a lot of really, really good baseball, but it hasn't been for 7 straight innings. And I tell them, if you can put 7 innings together, you're dangerous and you're a pretty good baseball team. So, yeah, we're just still trying to reach the top of the mountain. And, you want to reach the top of the mountain come playoff time. So we're striving to get there.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Dylan.
We're here with Coach Klein at Broadfording Christian Academy. Coach, how have you felt about your team's performance so far as we start to wind down, at least for Martinsburg, close to the end of the regular season? How have you felt about your team's performance so far? What do you think, maybe for someone that's watching your team for the first time, what your strengths are and where you might want to see some improvement still as the rest of the season goes on?
I would say, I'm pleased. I think we're getting better. Obviously, we have a lot of international players, 2 players from Korea, 6 Latin players, and then 3 homeschool players, and then some local players as well. So, we're feeling really good about, where we are and where the program's headed. And I think we're getting better every day. I think the strengths are like the individual skill sets of some of the players. There are challenges with some language barriers at time. And playing more as a team instead of individually. We're getting better at it. It's a process. And just like to add, really appreciate Martinsburg having us down here. Nice facilities. The interview in the YouTube channel. That's all important stuff for us as we try to build our program. So I'd like to thank everybody in Martinsburg for welcoming Broadfording Christian Academy.
You mentioned some of those individual skill sets for your players. Who do you think have been some standout guys for your team so far this year that maybe we should look for here tonight?
I would say, obviously, the tools of the center fielder, Jordani, David, are, kind of off the charts. He's had some ups and downs learning how to, the boys are learning how to play in America, which is a little bit different in reference to, there's more flamboyancy that goes on in the Dominican Republic, though it's a little more discipline here. So that's been a learning curve for him, but he's doing much better at it. And then our first baseman, Sojun Kim, has had a really good year as well. And our pitcher, Lance Overcash, who is a Greencastle resident, and he came over to Broadfording, and he's had a really good year this year. So we're looking forward to putting up some good things here so people can watch the guys.
When it comes to Martinsburg here specifically tonight, what have you kind of told your team when it comes to facing the Bulldogs? Obviously 24-2 on the year so far, tough competition for you guys. What's been your message to your team for this game?
That we all put our socks and shoes on the same way. But that's been another learning curve for the players. Is there are teams that you play against that everybody in the world expects you to beat, and you go out there and you're in a 2-2 ball game in the 5th inning. So we're hoping and praying that that's the case here. But as it is, we're still playing ball, and that's what we're here for.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks to both head coaches for giving us time there before the games with our coaches' interviews. Again, brought to you by Parsons Ford. Right now on the field, the Bulldogs are honoring their 9 members of the academic All-American team. Let's see if you look through: Parker Robinson, Carson Buber, Lane DeLauder, Ben Reisenweber, Keegan Everhart. So there's 3 more in there, right, Tripp?
There's Rubenthal, Jackson Steen, and Azet Grove.
All the seniors, right?
There's a lot of them.
Coach Bartley was telling me that the team has a combined GPA of 4.02 so far. And he was very impressed by that. He was, practically glowing when he was telling it to me. He was very proud of them. And even the seniors alone, I think, combined for a GPA of 3.8 or 3.9, he said. So let's go ahead and get you our...
And they're a little street smart, too.
Just a little?
Mm-hmm.
Get you our EPAC Baseball Roundup, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's, fast, fresh, and friendly. Right now, Hedgesville playing against Clear Spring. That's a 3-0 game over there. So far tonight, that's all we have that's currently started. Then we have Musselman and Washington that'll be going on later, as well as Spring Mills against Jefferson. That's the lineup of games tonight in EPAC in baseball. And with that, let's go ahead and see. We'll get a 2-minute break in, and when we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups and starting battery to get you our weather at first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to the Skinner Law pregame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll get you our starting lineups for both sides. Martinsburg and Broadfording Christian Academy. We'll start with the away team, Broadfording. Starting out, leading off for Broadfording is the shortstop, number 5, Chase Casera. Batting second, number 13 in center field, Jordani David. Batting third, number 24 at first base, Sojun Kim. Batting cleanup in left field, number 17, June Kim. Batting fifth, Fernando Espino, number 10, the catcher. Batting sixth, Grafer Martinez, second baseman, number 11. Batting seventh at third base, number 19, Junior Valdez. Batting eighth, DH, Jose Soho, number 21. And batting ninth is number 15 in right field, Chase Gravel. And for the Bulldogs, it's pretty much the same lineup as they go with in most games. It'll be Keegan Everhart in center field, number 2. Filling in for Isaac Grove. Shortstop, number 5, Carson Booter bats second. Batting third is Braden Oviedo, number 24 at third base. Batting cleanup, right fielder, number 7, Christian Alter. Batting fifth, second baseman, number 8, Ben Reisenweber. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 3, Owen Rupenthal. Seventh will be Braden Edwards, number 20, behind the plate. Batting eighth will be the pitcher slash DH tonight, number 27, Jameer Brown. And rounding things out is left fielder, number 10, Parker Robinson. Your starting lineups are brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Let's go ahead, take another 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have first pitch. West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Craig Blair.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, a farmer, a Marine, and currently your Commissioner of Agriculture. I've been so honored to be the Commissioner of Agriculture during the time when we were seeing agriculture grow in the state of West Virginia. In fact, during my administration, we have seen 1,000 more producers come into the fold. We've done so much for the state of West Virginia and agriculture. We want to continue to build on what we've already accomplished. I'm Kent Leonhardt, currently your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I want to stay there.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com. When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
We'll go back, roll the tape on that one.
Welcome back here. Get ready for first pitch between Martinsburg and Broadfording Christian Academy. Starting battery for the Bulldogs tonight. Jameer Brown on the mound, pitching to fellow sophomore, a couple of underclassmen, number 20, Braden Edwards, behind the plate. And for the other side, for Broadfording, it'll be Lance Overcash on the mound. Fernando Espino behind the plate. Starting batteries for tonight's game brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. You can call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. The weather here at first pitch is 6:03 p.m. It feels like summer, kind of out of nowhere. 84 degrees right now here in Martinsburg. The UV index just 1. 4 mile per hour winds, 10 mile per hour gusts. We have a humidity of 48% right now. Feels like 85. That weather's brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. Proud to be the owners who just care more. First batter up for Broadfording Christian Academy will be Chase Casera, number 5, the shortstop. First pitch brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin with you on the call here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 and the WRNR TV YouTube channel. John Alderton is our on-site producer. Nick Verzolini behind the camera and working hard on anything that we need him to do. He's a utility man tonight. And then back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Of course, top of the first innings brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons proudly serving our area since 1880 as we get the first pitch from Jameer Brown. Called strike on the inside part of the plate.
Broadfording starting 6 seniors tonight. Looks like 3 juniors and a sophomore.
And his second pitch will be hit, grounded to second base. Ben Reisenweber can easily make the throw on to first for out number 1.
Now batting center fielder, number 13, Jordani David.
That brings up Jordani David, who got a lot of praise from Coach Klein in the pregame interview. And you can just tell he's got just a tall guy up there, and he played in center field. He talked about his tools. That makes sense. Looks like a size, strength, speed kind of guy as strike 1 is called in the first pitch.
6'5", he's listed here in the on their roster.
Second pitch taken for strike 2.
Coach's interview said he was Dominican, from the Dominican, said he had to calm down a little bit. His gamemanship and a little different here in the States as they play a little different atmosphere. You can tell he's got some swag with him. He's got a little swagger.
Yeah, they like to let loose down in the Dominican Republic. They got 2 guys on deck and in the hole from Korea. Sojun Kim and Jun Kim as the next pitch is inside for ball 1. Jameer Brown couldn't quite get that breaking ball to break over the plate.
Rodani, another senior in this lineup, as the first 3 batters are seniors for this team.
1-2 from Jameer. That's going to be another breaking ball that, just like the last one, couldn't quite break to the inside corner. So it's 2-2.
Rodani doing a nice job of just turning with that, and he'll let it hit him if it would, but it just keeps breaking away.
The 2-2 fastball, high and inside. And he must have missed one. That was ball 4.
Ball 3.
Oh, okay, no. Jordani added one himself. He was a little early. Took a second for the umpire to call him back, so I thought maybe we were the ones that were wrong. But no, that's full count. So he'll pick up the bat again and step back into the box. And now is the payoff pitch. Brown winds and fires. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 3. 2 down here early for Jameer Brown.
Yeah, Jameer knew he couldn't just throw the ball right down the middle. He nibbled. He threw first pitch curveball, second pitch curveball, both for strikes, and he nibbled around the inside part of the plate and just never threw something right over the middle for Jordani to jump on and kept him off balance. So here he is with strike 1 to Sojin Kim.
And the first pitch was in for a strike to the first baseman. Second pitch will be a breaking ball outside that gets away from him.
Number 2 batter from Dominican Republic, number 3 batter from Korea.
You go all over the world for these guys.
Baseball's national.
This is a soft chopper, going to be a tough play for Oviedo. Tries to barehand it, can't get a grab on it. Probably wouldn't have been in time anyway.
Just the ball was hit in no man's land there. Just enough to the left of Jameer. He couldn't make a play. Shortstop deep, can't make a play. And, Ovi comes with the angle and grabs it there near the pitcher's mound, but there was just no play there at all. So infield single, just a bad luck single for Jameer there.
So from the stretch for the first time to Jun Kim, left fielder, strike 1, taken. Getting a little windy out on the field. Jameer has to hold on to his hat. He gives a look over to Sojun. And now he'll throw over. Pickoff move. Keeping him honest. No dice, though. So Rupenthal throw the ball back to the mound, and we'll get another 0-1 attempt. We'll get a little step off again. So, obviously, scouting report says that Kim has some speed over there at first as he throws this pitch high and inside to make it 1-1. And he'll step back to the rubber quickly, and he'll throw again. Another fastball. That'll be in for strike 2.
C.L. Baker behind the plate here. And I'm not sure who's on the bases tonight.
I can't tell from here. Here's the 1-2 from Brown. Breaking ball taken for strike 3. So Broadfording gets themselves an infield single, but Jameer Brown retires the rest of the side, including 2 strikeouts, to leave Broadfording empty in the top of the first. We'll take a 60-second break, and the Bulldogs will be up to bat for the first time. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Senator Mike Stewart, the former United States Attorney, and I'm running for Attorney General. As President Trump's personal pick for United States Attorney, I was on the front lines of the opiate crisis. I prosecuted 2 members of the state Supreme Court, directed the biggest drug raids in state history, and took enough fentanyl off the streets to kill more than 40 million people. As Attorney General, I'll fight for the Eastern Panhandle. I'll fight for locality pay, local control, and to keep D.C. drug dealers in D.C. or behind bars. I stand with President Trump and have a proven record that's tough on crime. My opponent's record? He sponsored a soft on crime bill to expunge felonies and voted 4 times against the Second Amendment. I'm A-rated by the NRA, strongly pro-life, and endorsed by the West Virginia Coal Association. If you're ready for a proven leader who'll fight for your family and your jobs as Attorney General, I'm Mike Stewart, and I'm asking for your vote.
Mike Stewart, a strong conservative leader for Attorney General. Go to makewvgreat.com to find out more. Paid for by Mike for WV Committee.
It's bottom of the first here from P.O. Faulkner Park. Brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at orsinis.com. Martinsburg, Broadfording, still no score after just half an inning, so now Martinsburg will have their first attempt to face Lance Overcash, the pitcher for Broadfording. You're throwing to Fernando Espino behind the plate. It'll be Keegan Everhart leading things off in center field for Martinsburg, and he'll be followed by Carson Buber and Braden Oviedo. So the usual lineup for Martinsburg with Isaac Grove still out of the lineup. But Keegan Everhart has been a suitable replacement at the top of the order.
Yeah, he's been, done a great job. But I guess it's something to do with if you play center field, you lead off here. So if you can't play center field, you lead off.
Jordan Canby
and Grove and now Everhart. So if you're a center fielder here, you lead off. Of course, Clement kind of broke that up there a couple of years ago. But since then, the center fielder leads off here. So that's just how it goes.
I've always thought, I'm always interested by lineups from teams that I'm not really too familiar with, what positions are in what part of the lineup. Center field feels like a leadoff position.
Mm-hmm.
Second base kind of feels like a leadoff position. Like your cleanup hitter feels like it should be your first baseman.
Corner guys, yeah. Catchers.
Yeah.
Your lunkers.
So Everhart steps in. First pitch from Overcash is called, strike 1.
A lot of shortstop leadoffs.
Looks like we might have a wide strike zone on the outside part of the plate here tonight.
CL back there.
Second pitch is a fastball cut through by Everhart for strike 2. Martinsburg's going with the pitcher DH duo tonight of Jameer Brown doubling as pitcher and DH, so that when he's taken out off of the mound, he can still take over, stay as the designated hitter. Here's the 0-2 from Overcash. That's a breaking ball. Fooled Everhart. He goes down looking.
That was a big curveball there. And it fooled him the first pitch there, the first strike that he swung at. He was kind of outside there, and he took a hack at it. This one here just frozen.
Carson Buber, first at bat of the game for him. And a first pitch breaking ball from Overcash hits way in front of the plate. It bounces up into Espino for ball one.
Buber got another win on Saturday. He's undefeated on the mound, batting up in the 350, 380 mark all year long, and playing shortstop. Certainly has to be in the running for EPAC Player of the Year, I would think.
I would have to think so. Second pitch also bounces off the turf for ball two. 2-0. Going to be fouled off behind the catcher for strike one. So Oviedo on deck, Alter in the hole, if they're able to get there. There's a 2-1. That's hit right back up the middle. A laser beam right past the glove of Overcash for a leadoff single. First hit of the day for the Bulldogs.
Charlie Brown, Chuck, and Duck. You send it in and duck when it comes back, right? He got that one right back through the box, went right over past the glove hand there of the pitcher, and got there and pretty much before he could see it.
So now it's Oviedo. Gets his first chance in the batter's box with a runner on. Not too much of a lead for Buber over at first. His first pitch to Oviedo is a breaking ball outside, ball one. Oviedo's been near, if not the leader in average RBIs for the Bulldogs all year. He hits this pitch into right field, but it's right at Chase Gravel for out number 2.
Tough one, the play-by-play guy, when you got all these different names and new schools, and so you're doing a fine job over there. Chase Gravel and Soon John Kim, and I don't know who all's out there. Giordani, and
sometimes I have tougher times with the more European-sounding names than others. But
nice play out there.
First pitch to Christian Alters a ball outside.
I was watching the IO from Broadfording, and the right fielder, he had a little bit of struggle a couple times, but that particular ball was hit by Oviedo from the right-handed batter. He opened up his hips really well and went back and made it look easy.
The 1-0 from Overcash is taken. Fastball, strike one.
Overcash is a guy that the coach in the interview, Coach Price, had a lot of praise for. And now we see that certainly has a little giddy up on the fastball, has been able to change speeds with the curveball. You see him, he got Keegan Everhart.
And here goes Buber, hit and run. It's fouled off to the first base side, though.
That was a nice job of Alter to try to go that way with it as Buber took off, left the hole wide open, and tried to stay behind that ball, leave it get as deep as possible and push it through that hole. Unfortunately, let it get a little too deep, and it went foul, but a tremendous hole over there at second base for him to hit through with the first baseman holding and the second baseman in double play depth.
It counts 1-2 to Alter, runner on first. This is a breaking ball that Alter's going to hit foul out of play over towards the softball field. Count will stay at 1-2. Let's see if there's any more movement from first base like there was 2 pitches ago. He held back on that last one, did Buber. And he will go this time. Ball 2 outside, throw down by Espino. Sliding in head first is Buber with a stolen base. Like it was Grafer Martinez, second baseman, that tried to get over there, and the ball hit off his glove, so there was no tag able to be made. May have been late, even if he did get the ball in the glove.
Yeah, Buber, he really turned it up halfway down there, but he slid in and he caught his left hand on the second baseman's foot there, and he had to kind of swim a little bit, and there's that hole.
2-2, chopped over to Martinez. It's going to be a tough play, but he is able to make it for the third out. So just like Broadfording, Martinsburg comes up, bottom of the first, gets himself one hit, but that's all they've got. So still scoreless after one inning. We'll take a 60-second break and come back for the second. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Carter Myers Automotive is celebrating 100 years at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. Join our celebration by donating canned goods to help us feed 100 local families a day and get some of the best deals of the year. Right now, get up to $2,500 off MSRP on a new 2024 Camry. Or check out a new 2024 Tundra and get up to $4,700 off MSRP. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at CMA's-ToyotaofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Our southern border is in chaos. Illegal immigration, rising crime, and unsafe elections. This is Joe Biden's America.
Hi, I'm Doug Scaff, Republican, running for Secretary of State. I'll secure our elections, create more jobs, and defeat Biden's radical agenda.
West Virginia needs Republican Doug Scaff as Secretary of State to defend our West Virginia values.
I'm asking you to vote for me, Doug Scaff, for Secretary of State.
Top of the second inning on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. A nice place to do business. Still no score after one inning between Martinsburg and Broadfording here from P.O. Faulkner Park. It'll be the number 5 hitter, Fernando Espino, who comes up.
The catcher, number 10, Fernando Espino.
The catcher behind the plate, number 10. Try to get the second base runner so far for Broadfording.
Junior here in the lineup is a average-sized young man.
Strike one taken on the first pitch.
Looks like pretty athletic.
Brown will wind and throw. He will catch the plate for strike two.
For those on the radio, they're wearing, looks like the vintage Seattle Mariner colors, the baby blues and the yellows.
You're right. Yeah, they have the baby blue. There's a swing through. Drop third strike. Will be thrown down by Edwards to Rupenthal at first for the first out of the inning. It's blue. There's blue jerseys with the white and yellow trim, white numbers, yellow outline, gray pants, blue socks for Broadfording, and Martinsburg's gone with the orange jerseys today, white pants, white hats. First pitch is going to be fouled back by Grafer Martinez, the second baseman, his first at bat.
Second baseman throws right, bats left. Junior out of this lineup.
And now he's going to foul back this pitch as well, so make it 0-2.
Jameer's mixing his pitches early, even the first time through. He's already shown a curveball to a few of these hitters. Shit threw a curveball there, and Grafer kind of stayed back on that one long enough to get some wood on it, just fouled it back.
Brown's next pitch, breaking ball, catches the zone, strike three. 4 strikeouts already for Jameer Brown.
Yeah, that curveball starting in the other box, in the right-hander's box, and coming back across. It's really getting good grip on it today. And we talked about it earlier in the year about how tough it was to throw your curveball and get good grips when it's cold out. But it's a little warm today. Get a little sweat tack going. You can get a good grip on that ball, and it's working for him.
That'll bring up third baseman Junior Valdez, who it's a fastball to brush him back inside. First pitch of the at-bat makes it 1-0.
Another upperclassman here, senior, Junior Valdez.
And going up against the sophomore on the mound who throws, and he'll take a big cut through, but miss. Strike one.
He had the scoreboard in mind with that swing.
Absolutely. And he'll take another big cut at this one. It's chopped just foul down the third base line.
Young man's built like a third baseman. Pretty thick, healthy, strong. Sort of a little resemblance of Oviedo, just a little taller.
A little bit, yeah. So now he'll make his way back to the box, steps back in to face this 1-2 pitch. And Edwards tried to frame that one, but breaking ball just broke a little too far for ball 2. And now 2-2. That breaking ball gets Valdez to chase. 3 up, 3 down on 3 strikeouts in a row. Make it 4 going back to the end of the first inning for Jameer Brown. He's got 5 total so far. With that, it'll still be 0-0 when we go to the bottom of the second. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with that and more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Attention, West Virginians. Patrick Morrissey is the one proven conservative running for governor. With an unmatched record of delivering victories for our state, conservative Republican Patrick Morrissey has been endorsed by the NRA, stood up against federal overreach, fought and sued Joe Biden to protect West Virginia jobs, and defended our values against the far-left agenda.
When Biden screws West Virginia, I sue Biden, and West Virginia wins. A lot. I'm Attorney General Patrick Morrissey. I fought against the deep state and won to protect our jobs, defended our Second Amendment rights, upheld the sanctity of life, protected our kids from the woke left and their radical agenda. I'm the only proven conservative running and was the first to endorse Trump in this race.
Paid for by Morrissey 2024. Patrick Morrissey is the one proven conservative running for governor.
Ben Reisenweber will lead off the bottom of the second, brought to you by Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. It's still 0-0 here between Broadfording and Martinsburg. On Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Dylan Bishop, Trip Tobin on the call. John Alderton, on-site producer, and Nick Verzolini behind the camera. Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. Bren Reisenweber is going to hit this one out to right field. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, he got a good wood on it, but again, that right fielder out there made a good break on it, got underneath of it, played it well, and whatever troubles he was having there in the IO, he's got it figured out there now. He's beating that glove and getting more comfortable with this field out here, and the sun kind of bothers you a little bit this time of day on that side of the field, so I think he's getting pretty comfortable out there after those last 2 lineouts.
First pitch to Owen Rupenthal will be taken inside for ball 1.
Jameer hasn't gotten a tremendous amount of time on the mound, which means that Rupenthal hasn't played first too much this year. So both of them getting much needed reps in those positions. That if you'd have thought earlier in the year, you'd have thought that Jameer would have been needed more, but Martinsburg's pitching staff, the upperclassmen, have went deep in the games.
The 2-0 after a second ball, and now this pitch is in for strike 1.
He wasn't removed. He requested a schedule change to get out.
But Rupenthal's found a niche in relief.
He has, and he's been good at it. And now here at the plate, he's going to get a good hit into left center. That's going to get all the way to the wall on 1 bounce. He's going to easily have 2 bases, and he'll stand up right there.
Going to give him the gator. As that ball come off his left-handed at bat, hit into the left field gap, and it nearly bounced over the fence. It caught the yellow up there as it took a hard hop off of there. He almost was able to walk into second with a ground rule double.
Right. Now he'll go over and take off the gear and get himself a base running mitt.
You got your gear to play defense on, your gear to hit with, and your gear to run with.
It's going to bring up Braden Edwards. First pitch from Overcash. Breaking ball doesn't catch the zone. It's ball 1.
I'm like Bob Euchre. The only gear I needed was a pad to sit on.
Overcash gives a look back to second. Now he'll throw to Edwards. It's going to be chopped over to third base. Throw is off the glove of Kim at first. So Rupenthal, who had gone to third, is going to be able to come home and score the first run of the game.
Yeah, it was a great play there by the third baseman. He came up with it. And I thought it was a makeable play. It looked like it just got off the first baseman's mid a little bit. Looked like it was a catchable. I mean, I have to, if I'm really getting scrutinized in Game Changer, I'll probably have to give the error to first baseman. It was up the line a little bit, but I think it was a makeable play, and maybe just short-armed it a bit. But good read by Rupenthal off the bat. He knew it was a slow roll to third. He cruised on in to third, and when the ball got away from the first baseman, he was able to just go walk on home with it for the first run.
So here comes Jameer Brown as first Overcash gives a pickoff attempt to first.
Courtesy runner Steen, right?
Yep. Jackson Steen, senior, will take over for the catcher as a courtesy runner. Overcash throws inside for his first pitch to Jameer Brown.
The ball runs in just a little bit. I mean, just enough to miss the barrel is really all you need, and it does run at times. That you've seen him run in a bit on him. Started off as the ball didn't appear to be too close to hitting Jameer. By the time it got to the catcher's glove, it was pretty well inside up under the jersey.
Next pitch from Overcash is a breaking ball. Strike one on the outside part of the plate. Evens the count at one apiece. And Brown will be doubling as the DH as well, so that when he comes off the pitching mound, assuming that he does come off the pitching mound, he'll still stay in as DH. 1-1, taken outside for a ball. Espino throws it down.
He's going the distance tonight. He's feeling it.
So far, so good. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. Only 1 hit given up.
4 in a row.
Right.
Cruising.
The count's 2-1 now. Overcash will throw. That's going to be hit the other way to right field. But again, right at Gravel, who's going to make the catch. And tries to get Jackson Steen sleeping over there at first, but he slides back in to avoid the double play.
Martinsburg, who pulls the ball a good bit, has done a nice job of going with the pitch tonight, as Overcash has thrown the ball, outside a bit. They've run with it, and but some nice plays out there by the right fielder, Crevel.
First pitch to Parker Robinson will be taken for strike one. Playing out in left field.
You're talking to Logan Wood a little bit. It says he's good to go. I mean, he's ready to come back in and play should he be needed. So I guess that shoulder's healing up on him. He got some treatment on it and feeling like he's able to go back and give it 100%.
And they caught Jackson Steen picking him off. They're going to get him into a rundown as he slipped a bit, and they're going to eventually get the tag for the third out. So 1 hit. Owen Rupenthal gets himself a double, and then Braden Edwards, what we'll call a fielding error, allows him to come home and score to put Martinsburg up on the board 1-0. That'll be our score when we go to the third inning after the 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We don't have the biggest cities, the tallest skyscrapers, or the best boarding schools. We've got the best people and a way of life that's almost heaven. Faith in God, respect for the sanctity of life, pride in America. We're not a racist country, we're the greatest country. In big cities full of snobs who mock West Virginia, those values are almost extinct. But this is almost heaven. I'm Chris Miller, and I'll keep it that way as governor.
Back here for the top of the third. It's 1-0 Martinsburg after they get one across at the bottom of the second. Top of the third is brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of Friends and Family Pricing. Jameer Brown is currently on a streak of 4 straight strikeouts. Let's see if he can keep that up against Jose Soho, the designated hitter for Broadfording. Just one hit given up so far. Only 2 guys have made contact through 7 hitters.
Soho DH here. Looks like he could give one a ride if one would find the meat of the bat there. He's certainly a muscular young man, put together pretty well.
So Brown will adjust his hat and step onto the rubber and throw his first pitch of the third. It's going to be popped straight up. It looks like Carson Buber is going to call off everyone else and make the play in the infield. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's better than a strikeout. You can get 1 pitch, 1 out. So you'll take them all day long.
That's the one thing about being a strikeout pitcher is sometimes you can get your pitch count up.
You know, one thing Martinsburg has eliminated is a lot of free bases and base hole balls. Their pitching staff has really limited the walks tremendously. You know, in the latter part of the year, early in the year, there was a couple times when they did walk a few guys, and you know, uncharacteristically, a couple times they give up some free bases, but they really cleaned that up, and their defense is, you know, phenomenal.
Chase Gravel, number 9 hitter in right field, has started out with taking strike 1 and swinging through strike 2.
Jameer's working quickly.
He is. Let's see if he can get himself another strikeout. And this pitch is a little too high to be strike 3.
Young man's been busy out in the right field.
Right. And a lot of those opposite field hits. 4 outs. Hit out there to Gravel in right. Here's the 1-2. Again, just a little too high. So the count will be evened up at 2 apiece. And I'll step back in, and this time he gets strike 3 swinging. So that is the 6th strikeout for Jameer Brown through 2 1/3 innings. 2 2/3.
He's been through the lineup, struck out 6 of the 9. Soft contact single, ground ball to short, ground ball to second, fly ball to short. So I'd say that's a pretty successful first time through.
That'll bring up Chase Casera, first time someone in this lineup will get to see Brown for a second time. He takes ball 1. Casera was one of those just 3 batters first time around that made contact, but it was just a easy ground out to Reisenweber at second. And now the second pitch will be ball 2. A little more patience, perhaps, this time through. Although Broadfording was very patient first time around. A lot of first pitch strikes taken. And now this will be the first strike taken of this at-bat. Make it 2-1.
Their approach is going to have to change to first hunt some fastballs, because that curveball is working pretty well. So they're going to have to try to hunt first pitch fastball, and even if they have to guess, try to get some good contact.
And this will be some contact, but it'll be to Buber over at short, and he's going to sail the throw over into the first base. I was going to say into the dugout, but just a little past the dugout and onto the road there.
Almost to a softball field. That one got away from him. Kind of double clutched it there, then cut it loose, and it just went errant on him over Rupenthal's head.
So Jordani David struck out looking his first at bat, the first of all those strikeouts that Brown got first time through the order. And we'll get a short time called for Edwards to go over to his pitcher.
So you've got the
are they going to intentionally walk David? That's what it looks like. David's walking down the first.
Yeah, they intentionally walk him. Jordani Davis, 6'5", he come in there. But I think the meeting was to go over the signals. It's first time Broadfording's had someone on second base, so they're not giving the signals back and forth. So as you see, the pitcher, the batter out there, the runner at second looking in.
First pitch is low for ball one.
Martinsburg must have had a little scouting report on Giordani the third inning and giving him the intentional walk with 2 outs. So not going to take any chances there. Going to go after the number 3 batter.
It's Sojun Kim fouling that first pitch back. Kim has the only hit for Broadfording so far. It was that soft ground ball just past Brown in the pitcher's mound that Oviedo from third wasn't able to come in and make a play on in time. A 1-0. It's a breaking ball. That's strike one. So it's a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch, and that one was really inside, but Kim swung through it, and it went right to Oviedo, who's going to step on the bag for the force out at third to end the inning. So an intentional walk and a throwing error gets a couple runners on base for Broadfording, but no damage done. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Martinsburg. After this 60-second break, there'll be more West Virginia high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at FordofHagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
Back here at P.O. Faulkner Park, it's 1-0 Martinsburg as we go to the bottom of the third. Bulldogs will try to extend their lead over the Broadfording Lions. Bottom of the third brought to you by Modern Realty Results. The team at Century 21, Modern Realty Results, if you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered. So Parker Robinson almost had his at-bat in the bottom of the second before Jackson Steen, the courtesy runner, was picked off at first. So now he'll get his chance to lead off at the bottom of the third instead. Overcash will get that pitch over for strike one.
Starting the number 9 batter out with his curveball. Respect. Must have the book on Parker. Knows he's got that.
Second pitch is inside for a ball one.
I believe the stat line on Parker, is he's been on base 7 of the last 8 times. I think he's 7 of 8 on base, whether reached on air, walk, base hit, what have you. But
and see if he's able to make it 8 of 9. This one's going to get over to shortstop and
he's come up.
And Casera makes the play, and Robinson slowed up before he got to first.
Looks like he got a hamstring issue. Same as Grove is fighting, but he came up lame. I thought when I looked down he was going to beat it out, and then it's like he was just half jogging. He was definitely pulled or strained something back there.
So he's going to walk gingerly off the field. You hope maybe it's just a cramp, but it looks like it's a little higher up. And I think you're at your right trip, the hamstring.
It hurts, Martinsburg's depth pitching and in the outfield. They're already a little short, so, as I said earlier, Grove appeared to be no worse for the wear, and he's gotten some treatment on his shoulder, and he was ready to go today, so that could be the move from there as Grove is still hurting with that hamstring, but you have Steen and Logan over there, Logan Wild, who both have had, logged some innings in the outfield. So Martinsburg still showing depth, even with some injuries.
Yeah. At least as the first out of the inning, you have a little more time to figure out if Robinson needs to come out of the game. Keegan Everhart will step back in for his second at-bat. Struck out looking. They'll lead off the bottom of the first. And now after taking strike one, he'll take strike two as well.
Yeah, Parker was going to make it a bang-bang play, I believe, if he was going 100%. I think he could have been on base 8 out of 9 times.
And it'll be a foul ball, and I think the ball came back and hit Espino on his bare hand.
Bare hand or foot or something.
I saw him shaking,
or both.
I saw him shaking out his right hand.
Yeah, he's definitely got nicked. Looks like his right hand got nicked, doesn't it? No, maybe I'm not sure.
I think that's what happened. It's just the way that his initial reaction was to just, shake it as if he was.
Umpire C.L. Baker's got it under control. He's checked him out and he's ready to go.
That's another 0-2. Now a time will be called behind the plate by the umpire.
Keegan Everhart called time and was granted.
Now Overcash back on the rubber for another 0-2. Everhart's going to hit it on the ground to Valdez, and it's going to hit off his glove, and he's going to slip trying to pick it up. So that'll be Everhart getting on to first base with one out.
Slipped on the turf monster.
Yep.
Molded cleats are as good as it, what probably should be wearing, in this. I would think, you can't wear metal, tears it up, or at least you try to avoid that as much as possible with the visitors. But the turf shoes aren't the best for traction.
Carson Buber will take a breaking ball for ball one. He had to duck out of the way of that one, or at least he thought he did. Started off high and inside.
Carson with that laser beam last time at bat, up through the middle.
And the second pitch will be inside for strike one.
That pitch is unhittable. That thing ran in and got about a ball off the plate there, but got the call.
1-1, one out. And here goes the base runner. Everhart going for second base. Throw down by Espino. Not in time. Everhart's going to get in there safe.
Espino straddles the bag, and so he's had some contact with the runners there, and see him kind of kicking his foot as he got ran into a little bit by Keegan the last time. Buber stole. He straddled the bag. Buber's hand got into his foot, so he's kind of an old school straddle in the bag there.
1-1. Be taken for strike two. That one catches the outside corner. 1-2. One out. Runner on second base for the Bulldogs. Next pitch to Buber is going to be hit out to center field. Jordani Davis going over towards right center will make the catch, but it's deep enough that Everhart will be able to tag up and go to third base.
Yeah, he hit that one a long way. Hit it out there by that Trips floor sanding sign, and he was just a step or two off the field out there, off the fence out there at around 360. So any other part of the field, if he gets hit around a little bit, he's going to have himself a four-bagger there, but stayed in, and though he did hit it a long ways, Jordani was able to run it down, but it's good base running by Everhart there to move up.
So Oviedo is going to foul back the first pitch. Straight back. You can probably hear that. The way that it came back and hit the net near our microphone.
Had John bobbing and weaving.
0-1 now to Oviedo. Everhart's on third. And Oviedo will foul this one straight back once again. So Overcash is just one strike from getting out of this inning. But that's runner on third is dangerous. Has a chance to extend the lead for Martinsburg. This pitch is outside. Bounces in front of Espino.
Great job there. Saved the run if it gets away. You know, there's no doubt that Everhart's going to go. I mean, he's just that he's an aggressive base runner. Gets great jumps. Had a good read on that dirt ball, and he was coming. But great job by the catcher there to block it up.
Here's the 1-2. That's going to be taken inside for ball 2. Over Cash. Just 2 hits allowed so far. 1 strikeout, 1 run given up. Here's the 2-2. And it's called strike 3. Breaks what seemed like off the plate. It was framed well by Espino behind the plate. So to be Over Cash's second strikeout, and Everhart will be stranded on third base. So we'll go to the 4th inning. Still 1-0 Martinsburg against Broadfording. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Our southern border is in chaos. Illegal immigration, rising crime, and unsafe elections. This is Joe Biden's America.
Hi, I'm Doug Scaff, Republican, running for Secretary of State. I'll secure our elections, create more jobs, and defeat Biden's radical agenda.
West Virginia needs Republican Doug Scaff as Secretary of State to defend our West Virginia values.
I'm asking you to vote for me, Doug Scaff, for Secretary of State.
4th inning here from P.O. Faulkner Park. Still 1-0 Martinsburg. Top of the 4th inning on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance. Reliable coverage since 1877. You call them at 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit fmiwv.com. It'll be the cleanup hitter, left fielder June Kim, swinging through the first pitch of the inning for strike 1.
Yeah, he was sitting on dead red fastball, and Jameer threw it up, and he just missed it. So, starting his approach there was.
And it'll be a breaking ball that fools Kim through strike 2. He started, leaning away from the pitch, try to get out of the way with it, and then it broke into the strike zone.
Yeah, he's got command of that curveball. He can throw it for a strike, or he can throw it in the dirt. He's got a good release point on it.
And that's another one that ran inside, but a little too far inside to break back in.
He's breaking pretty good. He's got him frozen.
So 1-2. Brown with 6 strikeouts so far. This one's going to be hit on the ground to Oviedo. 2 hops. Throw over to first for out number 1.
Nice job, Oviedo, taking the backhand there.
That'll bring up Fernando Espino, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Last inning was the first bit of trouble for Brown up on the mound, except can't really say that those 2 base runners were really his fault. It was a throwing error by Carson Buber on a ground ball that could have easily been third out, and then it was an intentional walk to Jordani Davis, and then a ground out. This time, this is just a solidly hit single the opposite way into right field by Espino with a 1-out single.
Yeah, first solid contact of the night on Jameer Brown. Espino got a nice line drive.
Now adding number 11, Grafer Martinez.
I believe he's catching, but I guess he'll run for himself, correct?
That's what he's staying out there at least. First pitch to Grafer Martinez is a ball low and away. Martinez struck out looking. He was the third of those 4 straight strikeouts between the first and second innings. It's like a final in the Hedgesville Clear Spring game, 4-0 Eagles. And here's another base hit for Broadfording. Grafer Martinez gets himself a single. And going to third base is Espino. He's going to slide in there safe. So runners on the corners with one out. As the Lions finally have something going against Jameer Brown.
Yeah, the last time they came through that lineup, this was part of that lineup that was in that five straight strikeout part of the lineup, and this time they've two solid singles. From the last two batters, the 5 and 6 batter who both struck out last time, so starting to maybe figure out Jameer a little bit here, or just having a different approach, hunting some fastballs here. So see what happens here with the one-run ball game with men on first and third and nobody out. Broadfording doesn't look like they want to steal second base, or try the double steal. So
there is one out after the
one out there.
June Kim ground out. Yep, the runner won't go from first. This one's going to catch outside corner, called strike one.
Yes. Thank you.
1-1. Here's a pickoff. I won't say attempt because Brown turns and then keeps the ball in his hand to force
he stepped
Martinez
off,
back.
Luckily.
Yeah.
But yeah, Broadfording doesn't seem to be doing anything other than playing station to station at the moment.
And then a big hack and a miss for strike two.
Certainly an opportunity for Broadfording to try to take second, and then a base hit would give them the lead. But right now they're happy just to swing it.
Brown steps off, fakes a throw over to third, then turns to first, keeps the ball in his hand.
3-1 move didn't work, as he's just not getting much movement at all over there out of Grafer, as he appears to be just happy just to hang out at first.
Yep. 1-2 pitch will be a ball in the dirt.
Keeps the double play in effect.
Yeah.
Should he hit it hard enough to the middle or right back to the pitcher? So not quite understanding, not putting a little pressure on Martinburg when you have the chance, but maybe they know their team better than I do. So I think he might go this time. Nope.
And this is going to be a wild pitch. Coming to the plate is Espino. He's going to slide in as the ball hits off the glove of Jameer Brown. So Broadfording is going to tie up the game.
Yeah, ball got away from Jameer. It was a wild pitch. Nothing Edwards could do about it. Edwards did a great job of recovering, and he did throw a pretty good bullet right back to the plate. Would have made the play close. Sliding runner come down the line and just interfered enough with Jameer there and got his space there that the ball got away. And now you got a man on second, and 3-2 count, one out.
And called strike three, as that ball seemed to be in the other batter's box, but
so
that will be the 7th strikeout for Jameer Brown.
That was about where Oviedo's was last inning. So he's consistent, so you better get out there and get after it.
Yeah. It'll be out number 2. Broadfording still with that runner on second base in this now tie game as Jose Soho just in time gets the timeout called at the plate before the first pitch of the at-bat.
Jefferson and Spring Mills about to go underway, as well as Washington and Musselman, as Hedgesville's already won their game today 4-0.
First pitch, Soho bounces past Edwards, and I think he kind of tried to underhand it instead of bringing the glove over. Didn't get in front of the ball, and that'll go to the backstop, and now Martinez will go to third base.
And that's what happens when a catcher gets crossed up. From our vantage point, it looks like that, he just, the effort wasn't there, or he got his hands weren't in the correct position. But when you don't expect the ball to be that far out, and you're expecting something in or a curveball or something of that effect, and they cross you up, it just makes you look kind of foolish back there at times. But, baseball people understand that, catchers are expecting a ball on this 18 inches or side of the plate, 17 inches of the plate, and ends up 5 or 6 inches off the other side. That's a 2-foot swing.
Next pitch is fouled back for strike one. Just making sure that Nick Verzolini is awake behind the camera as the foul ball comes back towards him.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Nick sleep with his eyes open.
He's unfazed over there. And this 1-1 is hit into left field for an RBI single for Soho. That's going to give Broadfording a 2-1 lead.
Yep, the third straight base hit, third base hit out of 4 batters there. A couple balls that got a couple wild pitches, and Jameer Brown has found himself in a little bit of a jam here as a big 2-out hit from Broadfording has given him the lead.
So it's the third run of the game, but the first RBI for either side. First pitch to Chase Casera, this is Chase Gravel. This is strike one.
Brown's going to have to watch, make sure he comes set.
0-1 taken for strike two.
Starting to speed up a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. So now Broadfording has the lead. This one's chopped over towards first base. Brown is going to try to make the play, and they're going to end up not getting him. Brown tried to bring it into the glove and make the tag, but I think he looked up before the ball was actually in his glove, so he ended up making the tag with no ball in his hand. Then tried to make the throw over to the second baseman Reisenweber covering first, and it wasn't quite in time.
Yeah, it was a Baltimore chop off the plate there, and Brown came over and he's trying to grab the ball and tag the runner. He kind of give it an empty tag there. Then he picked it up and kind of threw a sidearm. Luckily Ben was there. Actually, it was in the dirt. Ben picked it, and then there was some discussion between second baseman Ben, first baseman Owen Rupenthal, and Jameer. As Jameer's just slightly frustrated a little bit as he's had a little bit of a bad luck this inning. That being the second. Giving up a couple solid singles, and then that hard luck single there to keep the inning going as he wanted to get that number 9 batter out there. So, it's back to the top.
Now it's Casera taking ball one on the outside.
Coach Ballard did say he had Christian Alter that could come in during these games. Oviedo as well. Both ready. Looks like Parker Robinson might be out for the day.
And Brown will get that one across for strike one. Runner on first and second, 2 outs. Here in this already 2-run inning for Broadfording. And this breaking ball is going to be called strike two.
CL has consistently given the outer part of the black on the plate.
Now Brown with the 1-2. The breaking ball goes inside. It doesn't break back in.
One of the first curveballs he's thrown tonight that he didn't have good control of. That one got away from him, stayed up, didn't have a lot of break. Probably just rushing a little bit.
2-2. This one's hitting the right field. Alter going to slide, dive, and make the catch for the third out.
Beautiful play. Top 10 play there.
So Alter saving a run there in what was already a 2-run inning that gave Broadfording a 2-1 lead over Martinsburg. We'll see if the Bulldogs can get things back on their side in the bottom of the fourth after the 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Back here at P.O. Faulkner Park, it's now 2-1 Broadfording with a lead over Martinsburg as we enter the bottom of the fourth. Brought to you by Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. That'll bring up Christian Alter, the lead off the bottom of the fourth.
Martinsburg's got to string some hits together there, as Broadfording did last inning. They've got a base hit out of Rupenthal and a base hit out of Buber, but other than that, they've pretty much gone pretty quiet. Couple balls struck quite well into the right field that were caught, but other than that, Martinsburg hasn't give over.
And this is going to be lined right back up the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say, other than that, they haven't pushed over Cash's buttons too much, but a leadoff single is just what the doctor ordered there as Martinsburg see if they opt to play some small ball or steal. I know they are a team that does move runners, that causes some chaos, that puts pressure bunch down, and they'll bunt 1 through 9 and do whatever they have to do to get this, to keep this game tied or ahead a run.
Overcash's first pitch to Reisenweber's in for strike one. Reisenweber flew out to right field. His first at-bat in the second inning. So, nothing going on the bases or in terms of a bunt on the first pitch. And it'll stay that way on the second as Reisenweber check swings at a ball that bounces in front of the catcher for ball one.
Reisenweber, as of late, has probably been Martinsburg's most productive hitter, especially for average. A couple home runs there since he went to, since I believe they were at Greenbrier, and he's had a lot of extra base hits, so maybe opting to see if he can hit his way on. But
now he'll turn around and try to bunt. He misses the bunt attempt. Espino will throw down, not in time, trying to get Alter going back to first.
Nice job by the catcher, the back pick on the missed bunt attempt. And now Reisenweber finds himself in the hole there. At this point now, you just clear your head and try to find a gap.
There goes Alter, hit and run, and that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Alter will stay at second. That'll put two base runners on with no outs for the Bulldogs.
Great piece of hitting by Reisenweber. It was a curveball. He kind of started his swing. He was able to stay back enough to not get out in front of that and rolled over very much. Still was able to get some good wood on it there, and he was able to shoot it through the hole as Martinsburg now has an opportunity to bunt two men into scoring position as first baseman comes up. Third baseman is going to read, stay in even with the green grass area.
And now Rupenthal will square around and bunt as well. Overcash gets it, throws the first, and covering second base is Martinez. They're going to say his foot came off the bag as he tried to slide and reach over for the ball.
I thought he was going to get by him. He had to kind of he had to slide to stop himself to reach back. The ball was actually dunked. The pitcher didn't. He was kind of timing it a little bit, so he didn't throw it hard. He just kind of threw a little bit of an alley-oop over there, and it just got into the grass, the turf there, and the young second baseman had to come up and grab it, and it pulled his foot up. So now we got bases loaded for the only Bulldog with a grand slam under his belt this year, Edwards.
And Braden Edwards will foul off the first pitch off of himself.
I almost said Caleb Edwards, his older brother who's come through the ranks here.
Corner infielders are in for Broadfording try to get a play at the plate if they have to.
Martinsburg with a golden opportunity to give some run support to Jameer Brown and to recapture this lead.
Overcash looks in and sets for the 0-1 pitch. That ball breaks too far low for ball one.
Base hits by Alter and Rasenweber, and a pressure bunt by Rupenthal. They weren't able to get him out, so base was loaded here. Alter on third, Rasenweber on second, Rupenthal on first, and big RBI man at the plate here. Outfield's playing pretty close to the track.
This is going to be fouled off towards the Martinsburg dugout. It'll bring the count to 1-2 here with no outs. Edwards reached on base in his first at-bat on a throw over to first on a ground ball that went off the glove of first baseman Sojun Kim. Here's the next pitch. That one's going to bounce in front of Espino. He's going to keep it in front of him, though. Runners will have to stay where they are.
You got to be impressed with Broadfording as well as they're playing, the defense they're playing. You heard the coach talk about the language barrier, but we haven't seen them out of position. You know, the bunt, the communication amongst each other on the defensive plays have been really good, you know. And so, you know, hats off to Coach Price for the product that he's put on the field here.
Edwards is going to hit this one the other way in the left field for a base hit. Alter will score. Here comes Reisenweber from second. The throw offline, and Reisenweber will slide in safe at home.
Yeah, bang, could have been a bang-bang play at the plate if it was on line. Just went up the line just a little bit and still almost had him as a hit in there by the catcher, Edwards, and just an aggressive base running there by Reisenweber with nobody out. So you get Steen going to run for the catcher there, but Martinsburg's third hit of the inning has resulted in 2 RBIs for the Martinsburg Bulldogs and retake the lead at 3-2.
Now Jameer Brown will have a chance to give himself some run support as now the Bulldogs have taken back the lead 3-2. They've matched the 2 runs that Broadfording scored in the top of the inning. Strike one called on the first pitch of the at-bat. Brown flew out to right field first time around.
Infield's drawn in now.
And he'll take strike 2 as well.
C.L. Baker raises that right hand and gives a slow strike call.
Rupenthal on third. Jackson Steen, the courtesy runner, on second. We'll get time called.
So the infield's drawn in here, which is certainly probably, the best the defense they could call at this point, trying to not let the game get away, keep the game close. That was what Coach Price said.
Brown is going to hit this one into right field the other way. This one also goes past the glove of Gravel in right field, so easily scoring from second base will be Jackson Steen for another 2 RBI single. And just like that, it's a 4-run inning for Martinsburg. Make it 5-2.
Yeah, that's what the drawn-in infield has its pros and cons. I mean, if the infield's back, maybe they make that play. Maybe he even catches it in the air. But infield was up. Doesn't give the second baseman much of a room for an angle. It was just a shot by him. It actually hit there on the brown part of the turf and skipped out in the outfield. Out right fielder probably didn't have a shot at Steen at the plate anyway, but he muffed the grounder. The ball was grounded across as we're getting a timeout here. Coach Price is going to go out and talk to his pitcher as things have really taken a turn this inning, as Martinsburg's finally starting to figure out Overcash, as we have single by Alter, single by Reisenweber, reached on an error by Owen Rupenthal on a bunt that they couldn't complete the put out. A double by Edwards and then a single by Jameer, and he advanced to second on a fielding error in the right fielder. So Martinsburg has R.J. Brown on second, running for Jameer Brown, and an opportunity with nobody out to could put some more runs on the board here. As Logan Wilkes going to bat for Parker Robinson, as Parker was come up a little lame last time going down the line, and Wilt played the left field last inning.
So Overcash will stay in for now. Getting up 4 runs in this inning. No outs yet.
I'm not sure when Logan's last live at bat was, but he's been out at least 4 or 5 games, I believe.
He'll take the first pitch inside for strike 1. As he kind of nods his head. Yes, like, okay, yep, I know. I could have swung at that one. It was a good call.
He just gets the ball to the right side. And if he just pulls something, he can move RJ up and get a quality at bat here, you know.
RJ's dancing around at second base. He squares around the bunt, does Wilt. Pulls it back as the ball goes into the dirt.
Nice job there by the catcher, once again, who has not, that I can recall, given up any free bases back there. He's pretty much swallowed up everything that's coming, that's came his way.
Here's the next pitch, squaring around the bunt again, but missing is Wilt. He tried to get that one down. That'll be strike 2 instead.
It's twice now Martinsburg wasn't able to get the bunt down. I'm sure that'll be addressed, as Wilt was kind of trying to get, I believe, up the line as he
foul off the next pitch over towards the Broadfording dugout.
Again, Wilt, if he can get the ball pulled to that side of the infield, it does the same thing as a bunt. If he can just find something he can pull to that side and allow RJ to move up. He didn't stop. Yeah.
Yeah, Overcash is going to get called for a balk here. The pitch came in as if, high and outside, almost as a pitch out. But instead it'll be a balk.
Him and Jameer Brown have both been dangerously close to not stopping, and that time he just kind of quick pitched, and we got called for it. So now the infield drawn back in.
Wilt pops this one up and out of play over the Bulldog dugout.
Now Wilt needs to find some way to get the ball over the infielder's head or through the infield for singles. He has plenty of green grass out there between the infielders and the outfielders.
Wilt, another foul ball back behind him.
The longer this at bat goes, it goes in Wilt's favor. The more pitches he sees. I bet he sees a curveball this time. If I'm right, Nick has to go get us a hot dog.
Make it 2.
Oh, no.
Fastball inside for ball 2.
One of the only inside fastballs that hasn't been a strike tonight.
Yeah. The count's evened up at 2 apiece. RJ Brown, courtesy runner on third. No outs here as it's 5-2 Martinsburg. This is going to be hit softly and foul in front of the catcher.
I think Overcash tipped that change up a little bit as he got in there and got another grip on that ball. See how he is. He takes his signal and he's got his grip already. Almost balked again.
He will throw this one high and outside for ball 3.
He's been warned about not stopping, and even though there's a man on third, he's still in the stretch. As he comes set, there has to be a pause.
His next pitch is going to be fouled over to the first base side once again. So Wilt really making Overcash work for this at-bat. Try to work for this first out of the inning. Overcash ready again, full count. Pitch is high for ball 4.
Great at bat by Wilt. after didn't get the bunt down, and I don't want to bring it back up, but I say that because at that point, he could have given up on the bat, given up on himself, been upset, but he continued to fight, and so that's part about baseball. You make mistakes, and the game will beat you up if you allow it. You just have to go next pitch, and Will did a great job of overcoming that small mistake and having a great at bat. And I think we're going to see a new pitcher.
That will do it for Lance Overcash. As we get a new pitcher up on the mound, we'll take a 30-second break and then come back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Pitching change here for Broadfording. Pitching changes on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-3361. It'll be Fran Louise Turby in for Broadfording after the day is done for the starting pitcher Lance Overcash in 3+ innings. As he gives up 6 hits and 1 walk, strikes out 2, and it's 5 runs in the end. It could be 6 that he's responsible for with the runner on third. So the Keegan Everhart, first one to face Turby.
Keegan Everhart.
Everhart today is struck out early in the game, the first game, and then was able to reach on that error on the third baseman.
Everhart squares around and bunts, pulls it back, but ball hits the zone for strike 1. I should say that there's 2 runners on base that Overcash is still responsible for. Runners on the corners here.
So they had a bunt that attempt or a pulled back bunt on a strike, and Wilt doesn't steal on first and third. So we'll see what Martinsburg's up to on second pitch.
The 0-1 going to be hit right back to Turby, who's going to pump fake a throw to second, throw the ball to first, and it bounces past the glove of Kim, the first baseman. R.J. Brown will score from third and make it 6-2 Bulldogs.
And Turby come out of his shoe there as he turned on that mound and slipped. He wanted to go for the double play, not knowing that the runner had broke, and he turned in, and then when he realized that there was no play at second, he had stopped the runner at third. He had a great play. He had to do is make the play to throw to first and complete the put out, but he had his body contorted to go to second, and then he had to rearrange himself there in his feet, and when he did, he lost his shoe actually, and then came out of his turf shoe, and he threw wildly to first.
So Martinsburg has a chance to bust this game entirely wide open, already with a 5-run inning that gives themselves a 4-run lead as Carson Buber takes ball 1 from Turby.
Buber, who's hit the ball solid twice tonight, a line drive back up the middle, a ball that nearly cleared the fence out there by that wonderful Trips Floor standing sign.
Turby will ready, the 1-0. The runner will go from first. They'll throw it down. Not in time. So another stolen base for Keegan Everhart. A runner at third stays, though. Logan Wilt does not try to make it a double steal home on the throw down.
Opportunity for Buber here to get 2 RBIs as the infield pulls up again. As once again, Broadfording finds themselves in a situation where they're trying to keep these runs from scoring and stay as close as possible. When you're the underdog, you heard Coach Price in the interview say, we just want to be close late and take a shot. So they're going to continue to play that defense. Gives Buber a big opportunity here to break it open.
Breaking ball doesn't end up breaking low enough stays high for ball 2. So 2-1 count. Runners on second and third in his 6-2 game. But Turby will set and come to the plate. And Buber takes strike 2.
It's a tough pitch to hit out there tonight. You're going to have to just go with it. There's not much you can do about it, as Buber, not quite agreeing with it, but dealing with it. Buber needs to get the ball in the air here and score one of his runs.
And he's going to get it over the head of the second baseman Martinez with the infield in. And that's going to easily allow both Wilt and Everhart to score. Another 2 RBI single for the Bulldogs. Make it 8-2.
It's a good job by Buber. I mean, I know he's frustrated by those 2 strike calls on the outer half, but it's been there all night long. I mean, I'm looking right over the plate, and I don't think that I don't think it's negative to say that C.L. Baker has given a ball off the plate there all night.
At this point, you just have to know that's what
the
zone is.
I mean, he hasn't not given it to one team or the other, or he hasn't changed it. It's just that's the strike zone, and you have to deal with it as that ball sails.
Yep, pickoff attempt by Turby to Buber at first is way off, and allow Buber to go to second. Makes a turn towards third, but stays at second base.
Yeah, Turby has got a live arm. He just hasn't quite found the target over there at first yet, as Martinsburg starts to show a little dominance and put pressure on the defense. Once you start putting pressure on defenses, you find the weaknesses.
Next pitch, first pitch into Oviedo will be strike 1, where at this point we will see Martinsburg bat around, as this is the 9th batter of the inning with no outs. Christian Alter on deck will have his second at-bat of the inning coming up, and this ball is thrown over the head of Oviedo. Would have hit him if he didn't duck.
Yeah, as soon as Turby let it go, you kind of seen the fear in his eye, like he thought he hit him. You could kind of see him, react that he didn't have that the ball got away from him.
Turby gives a look back to second at Buber. Now he will go ahead and kick the leg up and then turn back around, step off, try to keep Buber honest over at second.
Sun's starting to go down. Becoming a very, very wonderful, comfortable evening here at the park.
Oviedo's going to hit this one over the other way. Base hit into right field. Buber rounds third. He will easily come across home plate. And it's another RBI for the Bulldogs, making an 8-run inning. It's 9-2.
Still no outs.
Still no outs, and 8 runs in the inning.
Still no outs.
Starts to make things difficult for the scorebook over here. Is no outs, and I've already written in at bat for every player in the 4th inning.
So move over to the 5th.
Right. Christian Alter gets his second at bat. He started off this inning with a single. Ended up coming around to score. He'll take ball 1.
Mm-hmm. Batting around, and they haven't gotten a put out yet, as 9 straight batters have reached. So Martinsburg now is taking control.
Strike 1 outside, called to Alter. And it looks like the hitters just have not adjusted. They're still taking those balls outside.
It's good to see Hovey go that direction. His spray chart probably shows more of a pull, center field pull kind of hitter, and he's starting to, hit the ball all around the park. And that's just showing maturity in his junior year. Your sophomore year, you just want to go up there and have success. Sit on their pitches. Junior year, they start to mature and hit the ball all over the field. It's just just natural process for him.
Alter is going to take a big cut at this one. Turby got him to chase at strike 2.
There were times last year and certainly even early this year that you could have stacked the field on the left side, but he has really come a long way. He worked, working to hit the ball the other direction and protect that outer part of the plate, and has made him, one of the top averages on this team, if not the top.
Turby readies for the 1-2. Outside, Alter checks his swing. 2-2 is the count. Oviedo will get his lead off of first base once again. Turned pretty far inward, so you'd be surprised to see him with that stance go and try to steal second. But very much ready for the pickoff attempt. Here comes Turby to the plate. Outside, ball 3. So that'll run the count full.
Way outside.
Still no outs here. Oviedo take another lead off of first. We'll see if there's any sort of motion in a full count, even with no outs. Still be surprised. So now Turby. Well, no, here he goes. Oviedo, and this ball's chopped right back to Turby. This time he will make the throw to first on target for out number 1. So the hit and run allows Oviedo to not have the double play turned. But it will be a fielder's choice for Alter.
3-2, great time to run, 50-50 shot. You'll get a walk there. If not, you get the runners in motion. I mean, certainly the risk is worth the reward there. The risk of a possible line-out double play, but the reward is to stay out of most of your ground ball double plays and possibly move up to third easily on a single or score from something in the gap. So it's just kind of baseball 101 there. Martinsburg plays a very good baseball IQ game.
Reisenweber will take the first pitch of the at-bat for a ball. With the way that Turby tried to turn the double play, the at-bat before, you never know if the runner going might have been a detriment. You never know. 1-0. This one's going to be hit right past the glove of Turby to the second baseman, Martinez, who throws the ball to first for out number 2. But again, Oviedo moves up another base.
Yeah, possibly a base hit should the second baseman been playing in regular depth, but he was holding the runner, and the ball was hit up the middle and just happened to be there. So I believe that Reisenweber probably has his second single of the day had second baseman been in regular position.
Mm-hmm. Owen Rupenthal back up. He's going to take the first pitch for ball 1.
Beautiful night tonight for Musselman's game, as they have senior night tonight up there. They'll honor their seniors.
Against Washington. Pretty interesting game over there.
Coaches have their sectional ranking papers ready to hand in, so tonight's games have tremendous impact probably if they haven't already been filled out.
Rubenthal took strike 1. 1-1. In this 9-2 ball game, this 8-run inning for Martinsburg. Pitch inside, backs Rubenthal off the plate. Espino is in front of it, as he has been all night, though. Make sure that Oviedo stays at third.
Jason Myers on the mound for Musselman. We haven't seen him pitch much since the Martinsburg game when he strained his shoulder.
It's good for
Musselman's getting healthier.
So Turby's ready for the 2-1 pitch. And Rubenthal tried to hold back, but wasn't able to. Swings through for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. The Bulldogs are trying to get one more run across in this big inning. Turby's ready and fires. And that's a check swing foul ball by Rupenthal.
Myers also has Musselman's only hit in RBI. So it's 1-1 ball game there.
He's doing it all.
Doing it all tonight.
Rupenthal steps back in, tight towards the inside part of the box. Here's the pitch. Inside. That's ball 3, full count. This will be another payoff pitch coming for Fran Louise Turby in relief. Took over at the start of this inning. Or I shouldn't say the start of the inning. Still took over with no outs after Lance Overcash couldn't get an out here in the 4th inning. Full count, another check swing, foul ball.
He knows how to beat him off, fight him off there, don't he? He keeps on beating the ball on the ground there. The little half check swings.
Very long at bat for Rupenthal. So Turby looks in, working at his slower pace, and this is going to be ball 4 inside.
Good at bat by Rupenthal to keep this inning going and pass that baton down to Edwards. Jefferson Spring Mills, and after 2.5 innings, there's no score. Both teams only registering 1 hit, as Alex Danner has a hit for Jefferson. Bryce Anders has a hit for Spring Mills, and looks like Sweeney is on the mound for Spring Mills. After 3 innings, he's given up 1 hit, no runs, none earned, struck out 1, no walks. Raleigh Morgan, who's getting ready to do his 3rd inning of work, has 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no earned, 4 strikeouts, no walks.
Edwards hits this one pretty deep into center, but Jordani Davis is going to jog over and make the play for the 3rd out to finally end the bottom of the 4th after 8 runs from the Bulldogs. Gives them a 9-2 lead. So the Broadfording 2-1 lead does not last long. They'll try to cut back into this deficit in the top of the 5th after the 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Back here at P.O. Faulkner Park for the top of the 5th inning in this 9-2 ball game. Martinsburg with an 8-run bottom of the 4th gives them that 7-run lead against the Lions. Top of the 5th brought to you by L.A. Roberts Jewelers, committed to excellence in quality, design, and craftsmanship, located at 146 North Queen Street in Martinsburg. So we'll see if Jameer Brown, after that long layoff with that 8-run inning for Martinsburg, is able to get back on track after giving up 2 runs in the top of the 4th. Jordani Davis, really the heart of the order for Broadfording. 2, 3, 4. Jordani David, Sojun Kim, and Jun Kim will be up here in the 5th.
A little bit of news is, Hedgesville alumni, Kyle West. He also was a Berkeley Post 14 Hornet. His hitting stats in April: 22 hits, 22 RBIs, 8 home runs, 18 runs, 14 extra base hits for a 375 batting average, 448 on base percentage, and a 989 slugging percentage. And Chase DeLauder, another Hedgesville alumni and Hornet, was starting to heat up as he hit a home run the other night night before last for the Akron Ducks. So some alumni here from around the EPAC is doing things really well at the next level. It's like C.L. Baker took that 0-1 pitch. He got up and got him in the leg or the midsection as it bounced under Edwards' glove and came up and certainly got him in the leg area, let's say. Maybe the groin area.
He's walking it off.
He's tough as nails.
So David intentionally walked in his last at-bat with a runner on second and I believe no outs. Yeah, no outs. So that's how much they respect David here in the 2 spot as this breaking ball goes over the head of David.
They intentionally walked him with a man on second and first base open and 2 outs, and opted to go after Kim at that point. As he gets a little dramatic on the curveballs inside, he really turns in on them, and I think he helps himself with that call as well too. As it does, as he turns that hip in, he gets closer to the plate, makes it look like the ball is more inside than what it actually is.
This pitch will be in for strike 2. So Brown.
Giordani from the Dominican Republic, 6'5".
I can at least kind of give a bigger strike zone. Perhaps he's going to hit this ball into right field. Over goes Christian Alter near the foul line. He's going to make the catch just in fair territory for the first out.
Big out there is, in order for Broadfording to come back, he had to be a big part of it. He has to be a big part of it. And, to get him out there is big, not to give them any momentum or anything to get a spark going. So just a big out there to get their big man out after a big inning.
First pitch to Sojun Kim is in for strike 1. Kim had the first hit of the game for Broadfording out of the 3 that they have so far. That was back in the top of the first. And they grounded out in his second at-bat. He's chopped this one over to the Martinsburg dugout for a foul ball. That'll make the count 0-2. Here with 1 out. Brown, fastball high for ball 1. Jameer Brown has slowed down a little bit. First 2 innings, he was able to make quick work. And now this ball is popped up. Brown is going to call off his catcher in foul territory to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, Brown spends most of his time this year over at first base. He knows a lot about that line right there. There's a little incline there from when the turf was put in to level the field out. That's sort of an incline up into that dugout. So he's very familiar with that area. And generally, the first baseman, catcher may take that, but at this level with the talent and the skill sets of Jameer Brown, it's not a bad idea to let him have that one.
Brown was able to have 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings of this game. Since then, he's only had 2 more added on. And there's a big swing and miss by June Kim, who's 0 for 2 so far.
A little bit of action in Broadfording's bullpen again as we see number 18, Matt Lau, head down there, senior.
2-1 count now. And Brown will adjust the hat, step back onto the rubber, wind up, and pitch. Strike 2. It's another fastball on the outside part of the plate. Brown's given up just 3 hits as this one gets away. Tried to make him chase on a breaking ball. Goes into the other batter's box. Runs the count full.
Actually, it looks like Lau was just warming up temporarily. Gray for Martinez as they're waiting for a catcher. As Martinez, number 11, is up on the mound down there in the bullpen area.
Payoff pitch. It's going to be high and inside for ball 4. So June Kim will get on base for the first time today. Just the second walk. Really the first walk. Don't count the intentional base on balls for Jameer Brown.
Now batting, number 10, Fernando Espino.
Thursday night will be a different atmosphere when Jefferson comes to town. It'll probably be a 7 o'clock game and rivalry to end the season for Martinsburg, as I think Jefferson has a game on Friday, but that would be the regular season ender for Martinsburg.
Kim will run. Hit and run attempt is fouled off the other way towards right field. One count. As they'll get the ball back in. And Brown will now step back onto the mound. Espino back into the box. And this pitch is just barely outside for ball 2. Small lead over at first for Kim. Brown will step off, gather himself. Still 9-2 Martinsburg. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Kim acts like he's going to run, then thinks otherwise, and the ball is fouled off behind to the backstop. Espino's 1 for 2. Got himself a single in his last at-bat in the 4th. Struck out swinging. His first time up in the 2nd inning.
Still scoreless at Spring Mills Jefferson. Still 1-1 tied at Washington and Musselman.
Now Kim will run on this pitch. Another hit and run and another foul ball.
Tiring him out over there. He looks a little tired. Comes back breathing a little heavy. Long at bat here.
Let's see if he takes off again. And yes, he will. And that's ball 3 on the breaking ball. Couldn't get the call on the outside that time.
A little low there, and
yep.
Ball's low. Edwards didn't have much of a shot. He just ate it, didn't throw it away. Smart play by Edwards as the runner had a good jump, stole on a good pitch.
Here's the 3-2. It's going to be hit the other way. Base hit in the right field. Alter's going to throw home. Kim coming home. And the throw is just a little too up the line. That'll be an RBI for Fernando Espino. So cut the lead down to 6.
Second time tonight he's lined the ball out there into the outfield and had good at bats. So looks like looks like I have a hitter. Number 17, I believe.
Yeah, great for Martinez is about to come in and pitch.
Yeah, number 11.
So a ground ball is hit by
Matt Lau. Or no, excuse me. It was 11. It was great for Martinez.
Okay, it was great for Martinez.
I thought we had a pitch. Excuse me there.
Their number fonts do look, kind of the ones in the 7s do look very similar. But that it's Martinez that grounds out to first base. and ends the inning. Broadfording only able to cut into the lead by 1 run, still down by 6, 9-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th after a 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I do.
I do. We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
Can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The bottom of the 5th inning on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by the Wagner Law Firm, West Virginia's premier DUI defense attorney. Visit westvirginiaduilawyers.com. It's 9-3. Martinsburg leads going into the bottom of the 5th. It will be Gray Martinez that comes in. Grayfer Martinez coming in for the Broadfording Lions. So that means that the day is done for Fran Louise Turby after 1 inning. He gave up 3 hits, only 1 run responsible for. 3 runs did come across the plate during his time, but 2 of those were responsible to Overcash, the starting pitcher who started out the 4th inning. So make it 1 run, 3 hits, 1 run, and 1 walk for Turby.
Who goes to second now? Is it 19?
It looks like a 19. Let's check our roster.
Junior Valdez?
Yes.
Senior?
So he was at third base. So now Espino has gone from behind the plate to third base. And I believe that's the designated hitter, Jose Soho, who's now behind the plate catching.
Looks like it. Looks like the outfield has remained the same.
So second base goes the pitcher. Third base goes the second. Catcher goes the third. And DH goes to catcher. That's your defensive changes. Pitching change is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance. Your total insurance solution. 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg, and call them at 304-263-3361. So it'll be Jameer Brown to lead things off here in the inning for the Bulldogs.
Jameer with an opportunity to help himself here again.
So far, Brown is 1 for 2. He flew out to right field in the second inning, and in the fourth, he had himself a 2 RBI single with the bases loaded.
So far, Jameer's went 5 innings on 89 pitches. He's had 5 hits, give up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 7 strikeouts, and then he's had that walk and that intentional walk, no hit batters. Of his 89 pitches, he's thrown 57 for strikes. So it's not too far from maxing out here in the next inning or so.
I believe actually Brown cleared the bases when runners were on second and third for his 2 RBI single after a 2 RBI single by Braden Edwards right before it. Strike called. It'll bring the count to 1-1. Martinez throws. That one's going to be bounced right in front of home plate for ball 2. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And once again, bounces for ball 3.
Martinez kind of comes over the top there, right-hander. Doesn't quite have the velo that Overcash had, it appears.
And Brown is going to smack this one in the left field between third base and short.
Solid single there, Brown, for his second hit of the night. He's starting to try to make a play for player of the game, isn't he?
Definitely.
Number 11, R.J. Brown, the courtesy runner.
R.J. Brown, courtesy runner for Jameer Brown.
Cousin Jameer.
That's going to bring up Logan Wilt for his second at-bat after he came in for Parker Robinson after he left the game. Drew a walk, eventually came around to score on the 2 RBI single by Carson Buber. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Martinez, next pitch, in there for strike 1.
Martinsburg gets an outfielder back off the injured reserve, I guess you call it, and then it appears that Parker has tweaked something over there, so he balked again. Yep. Doesn't stop.
Yep. Second balk for Broadfording. That's the first one for Martinez. Is going to let R.J. Brown go to second.
Yeah, there has to be a pause. As he just come up, set his hands, and just kept coming home for a quick pitch. Balk.
And that 1-1 will be high for ball 2.
I'm not sure if Grafer has the arsenal to keep this Martinsburg team down, but certainly he doesn't want to give up free bases because they will create chaos.
This breaking ball is inside, but it hits off the glove of Soho behind the plate. And I'll let Brown go to third.
Grafer started the game at second base. At the plate, he struck out in that string of 5 straight strikeouts when Jameer Brown was rolling through the lineup. Then he had a solid base hit and contributed to that run in the second inning.
Martinez throws this one low, and that's ball 4. So Logan Wilt, 2 walks in his 2 at-bats.
On the top of the order with Everhart, who's reached twice on an error.
Now batting, number 2, Keegan Everhart.
And he has 2 stolen bases in each of those times, too. So Broadfording has to start to be careful if they want more chances at bat, as Carson Buber here's a bunt attempt for Everhart as he over to first. Throw is past the first baseman Kim, and I think there may have been some contact between Kim and Everhart as Kim stretched out for the ball. 2 runs are going to score. Everhart's going to go to second base, but Kim is still down.
He as the third come up the line, as Everhart come through, I think it was his helmet. I mean, it didn't look like it was any part of his body. Could have been his helmet, could have been his shoulder as they kind of slightly collided. I see the right fielder mentioning that, or showing it could be his shoulder, upper arm there near the elbow that got Kim as the throw drew Kim up the line into the runner. There's a couple of runs scored on that as the ball was thrown up against the fence out there. Kim's still down. Martinsburg athletic trainer and coach. Broadfording's coaching staff's out there with him. Casey Walker, the assistant coach, keep checking on him.
Oh, I was about to send us to a break, but now Kim gets back up.
So Joe Kim is back up. Shows on the roster that his position is catcher. So I'm not sure if he's playing first base out of need or necessity. He's a catcher, or if the roster just doesn't have it. What they do show, one They show 3 guys as catcher only, and only one of them is caught today. Espinino.
Yeah.
They have Jose Sojo as a catcher, so Jim Kim as a catcher, Junior Valdez catcher-pitcher, and Espinino. So actually, a couple of them have two of the catchers listed here have caught today.
So it's an 8-run game now, 11-3. First pitch to Carson Buber's high and outside, and as I was about to mention before in that bunt by Everhart, Broadfording has to be careful if they want more at-bats, because now technically Carson Buber is the winning run at the plate in an 8-run game here in the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th.
It's been a quiet game. I mean, hasn't been very spirited by any means. Martinsburg just went about their business tonight.
Buber's going to hit this one on the ground, a shortstop. Plays made by Casera, not in time, safe. Buber beats it out.
Infield single as Buber shows some speed there for his 3rd hit of the night as the ball was hit up the middle. The shortstop had to move to his left there to make the play. And Carson Buber, being the player that he is, and not giving up on it, not giving it a hard 90, was able to get his 3rd hit of the night out of that. So now you have the winning run at first base. Will Martinsburg try to move him up?
Soho giving some signals to his infielders before the start of this at bat. I guess in the case of a steal attempt, which there goes Buber. He will get second, and coming home with no throw back by the second baseman is Keegan Everhart.
So now they're just a base hit away from ending this thing.
Yep.
As you have predicted there earlier, that they better watch out. Next thing you know.
No outs. 9-run game.
This team can explode for crooked numbers quickly.
And the 1-0 will be inside and high. Excuse me, that was an 0-1 pitch. So now the count is evened up at 1-1. Martinez throws and called strike outside. 3 runs in this inning, 8 in the previous for Martinsburg's, or 11 of Martinsburg's 12 runs. As this next pitch is bounced in front of Soho, who watches Buber back to second. That 12th run was scored back in the bottom of the 2nd inning after a double and a throwing error, or fielding error, allowed Owen Rupenthal to score, make it 1-0. Oviedo's going to hit this one foul towards right field. Running over for it was Gravel, but it's out of play. So Carson Buber, the 10-run rule winning run, sits at second base. And Braden Oviedo, the 3-hitter for the Bulldogs, takes a 2-2. That bounces once again. So again, the count is full.
I think tonight, regardless of what happens, I think Martinsburg showed that, there they were in the 4th inning, down a run, and you just didn't see no panic. You've seen that they talked about it earlier in the year, the quiet confidence, and then, they get their backs against the wall, and suddenly the bats erupt. The at-bats get better. They start to put pressure on the defense, and, they hard 90, stealing bases, pressure bunts, the things that allow them to get on top of the other, their opponent, and get their heads down. And when that happens, and then they attack, they smell that blood. So, they're in the 4th inning, started off the bottom of the 4th, down a run, and 9 batters later they haven't recorded an out yet. So, just shows that their quiet confidence that they have, and their ability to just hang in there and not panic. And stay in the game and let the game come to them. This is not a game that you can rush. You have to be patient. You have to deal with failure, And you have to get to the next pitch and just believe that you can have some confidence that you can give it your best effort on the next pitch.
Oviedo took ball 4. He's at first. Christian Alter fouled off the first pitch. Now pops this one up. Kim walks over, calls off his second baseman, makes the play for the first out. Now that's an infield fly rule even before the catch was made. But first out is reported. Ben Reisenweber now has his chance to potentially end this game.
Reisenweber been arguably one of their hottest hitters as of late. Has an opportunity here to end this thing early tonight.
First pitch. Going for third as Buber slides in safe. And Oviedo on the throw runs down the second. So it's a double steal. So Buber stolen 2 bases during this run through.
Yeah, Buber shown that he has 5-tool ability. Pitch. He has speed. Hits the ball well. He's just an all-around athlete, leader on this team. Leading in most categories on the team, and I would have to think that he leads just about every category in the EPAC and pitching.
I would have to think so. As Reisenweber takes this one into the turf as it bounces, so the count is 1-1. Next pitch is a foul tip, comes back and hits C.L. Baker, the umpire.
Square. He said, "Ooh," as it come back, and we heard it hit that hard chest protector.
So Reisenweber is 1 for 3 so far. Flew out to right field in the second inning, and then got both of his other 2 at-bats in that 8-run fourth inning. Had a single where he came around to score and then grounded out to second base. So the runners on second and third. It's Buber at third, Oviedo at second. 1-2 count, 1 out. Reisenweber's going to hit this one. Pops up towards second base. Valdez is able to make the play for out number 2.
2 soft fly balls with nobody out with the winning run on second. And out of the 2, Alter and Reisenweber, who have been extremely good this year. So this game is continuing on. Now Broadfording is an out away from hanging in there for another at bat.
First pitch bounces in front of Soho for ball 1.
I'm not sure if Grafer is in the stretch, because that time he didn't quite stop either. This time he does pause.
Second pitch bounces way past Soho, and on the wild pitch, Carson Buber is going to score the winning run to allow Martinsburg to get the 10-run rule victory, 13-3. Here in 5 innings. We went into the bottom of the fourth, and it was 2-1 Broadfording. And now, who would have thought, we get a 5-inning run rule victory for Martinsburg, 13-3. So we'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have a postgame show. Palace Lounge postgame show. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
I'm Eric Householder, and I'm running for state auditor because it's time to end fraud and corruption in West Virginia. My record shows I will stand up and fight for taxpayers. I've led the way to historic tax reform, smaller government, defending the Second Amendment, protecting the right to life, and providing school choice to West Virginians. Taxpayers deserve a government that works for them, not red tape and corruption. I have a message for those who steal from the taxpayer. West Virginia has had enough. I'm Eric Householder. I'm running for state auditor, and I would appreciate your vote.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Welcome into the Palace Lounge post-game show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. In 5 innings, Martinsburg gets a 13-3 victory over Broadfording Christian Academy on the back of 2 huge innings in the 4th and 5th. 8 runs in the 4th, 4 runs in the 5th, in order to come back from a 2-1 deficit after the top of the 4th. The Dylan Bishop, and who you'll hear from soon with our postgame interview, Trip Tobin, on the call here tonight. John Alderton, our on-site producer, Nick Verzolini behind the camera, and Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. Let's get you our game summary brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. For Broadfording, they're able to get those 3 runs on 3 hits as Martinsburg makes 2 errors. And then for Martinsburg, it's 13 runs on 11 hits and then 4 errors for Broadfording on that side. So, and then we'll go into the box score here with our game stats brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Ends up being 2 RBIs for Carson Buber, 2 RBIs for Braden Edwards, 2 as well for Jameer Brown. And then so you kind of have to go all around to see who scored the runs, as a lot of them came in on errors. 2 runs scored for Keegan Everhart. 2 were scored by Carson Buber, including the winning run. Let's see, Christian Alter was able to come around and score once. Reisenweber once. Rubenthal once. Braden Edwards as well got in there once. Jameer Brown, 2 runs scored. Logan Wilt scores twice on 2 walks. So in just a second here, we're going to have Trip Tobin down on the field with Jameer Brown, our player of the game. So, Trip, when you're ready, go ahead.
Here with Jameer Brown, player of the game. Jameer, you was 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 RBIs, but on the pitcher's mound, you went out there, you dominated. Had a little bit of struggle there in the 4th inning, give up a couple runs. You take us through the game there.
Yeah, I just like to throw the ball, those strikes. I know I got a defense behind me to make the plays. 1 little inning, came back out, shoved it. That's what I like to do.
There was a stint there between, I believe, the 2nd and 3rd inning where you struck out 5 in a row. You were kind of feeling it at that point, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, I had the hot hand right there. Everything was coming out my hand really good. I loved it.
So you guys come out there, and it was a tight ball game. It was 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th, and you guys kind of got your back to the wall, and you guys responded in a big way with 8 runs that inning.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. They just tell me throw strikes, and when they hit the ball, they hit the ball. But our team, we hit the ball too, so it's going to put up runs on the board for us.
Was that dugout in the 4th inning?
A little bit, but I trust my guys.
Well, how about the 3 tonight? Couple RBIs. How that?
I was seeing the ball really good from the plate. Everything felt good today.
4 games and we're going into baseball. How do you think the team's feeling? And at this point, you guys feel like you're playing your best baseball?
I think we put 7 innings together of real baseball yet as a team. But yeah, I feel pretty confident.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. Found yourself in a 2-1 hole in the bottom of the 4th. It sounded look like. How about? It seemed like you guys, as soon as you got your back against the wall, you responded pretty well.
Yeah, I think an 8-run response there is kind of unheard of, but it kind of speaks to what they've kind of been doing all year. I'll be honest with you. I think that kid on the mound to start and the way they hit the ball at the top of the order a little bit when it was 2-1 there in the 4th, you kind of, I thought to myself, we're going to have to answer. We're going to have to play well the rest of the way. And then they kind of put up an 8-run inning, and Broadfording kind of just went away a little bit. But, yeah, just credit to that response.
So you, at one point in time, Jameer had struck out 5 in a row, and he was pretty much in command. Then he had a little bit of a hiccup there in the 4th inning, and, Coach Kurt went out and talked to him, settled him down there. It's a big way for him to respond and stay out there and fight through that inning as a sophomore. What's that say about your pitching staff, your depth, and his grit?
Well, I told Jameer before the game, I said, you need to treat this like a playoff start because your next start could be a very, very, very big playoff start. So you need to go out there and you need to get us 5 or 6 innings and battle through adversity. I said it's not necessarily going to have the playoff atmosphere like it might have, next week or whatever, but you got to treat it like that because next time you step on the mound, it's probably going to be in a big sectional game. So just says a lot what he can do as a sophomore for us on the mound.
So you got Smithsburg on Wednesday, and then you have the final game of the year with Jefferson. By that time, the sectional opinions will probably be out. So how do you deal with a game like that? Is it still going to be a rivalry game? Is it going to be is this going to be a game like you just kind of throw Johnny Holstaff, or how you approach games like that?
I hate to lose.
Well, I know it's a bittersweet night, and I know we lost a good friend in Buzzy Jackson, and I'll give you an opportunity to comment if you'd like on that.
Yeah, Buzzy, came to us 3 years ago, and, he's been, instrumental. He loves the game of baseball. He loves the kids, and he wasn't here all the time because of his work schedule, but when he was here, he loved being here, and I've never met a guy that loved to work on a baseball field and, enjoyed Saturday or Sunday work days more than Buzzy Jackson. So I know that there's a great loss in that locker room and around the coaches' table, and I miss the heck out of him, and we're going to try and honor him Thursday night after the game the best we can.
All right, well, congratulations. We'll see you Thursday night.
All right, thank you, Tripp. And that was Tripp with Coach Aaron Byler and our player of the game, Jameer Brown. The player of the game brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And I think Tripp kind of gave his wrap-up thoughts on that one before that winning run came across the score for the 10-run rule victory for Martinsburg. So I think we can go ahead and sign off here from P.O. Faulkner Park. For Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, John Ollerton, our on-site producer, Nick Verzolini behind the camera, Tripp Tobin next to me on color commentary. I'm Dylan Bishop saying so long from P.O. Faulkner Park. This has been West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Have a great rest of your Monday night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Rocks, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, The Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.